It wasn't easy getting a reservation.
They're probably going to want us to give up our table. Mm-hmm. Getting a lot of dirty looks.
You know, in general, you always have to be careful.
So serious. I'm sorry.
And, you know, I've said I regretted having those dinners.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Breaking news. There has been no Jeffrey Epstein files, documents, black book, video, or photos released. The government is still hiding everything, and we hold out hope that somewhere, sometime in the future, the truckload of new Epstein evidence that we've been told about by Kash Patel and Pam Bondi will be released. Justice, ladies and gentlemen, should be served to all of the very famous people who flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, including Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton was asked one single time, pretty shocking, Clinton's often being interviewed, so why has nobody ever asked about Jeffrey Epstein? He's asked one time by like a dude in a selfie line about Jeffrey Epstein. He did this.
Mr. Clinton, any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein? No.
Look, Bill Clinton. So that's this. So this little Weasley man who sneaks in there and glares. That is Bill Clinton's chief of staff. And then watch Bill Clinton smile nervously, and then look back at him like, "You're gonna get the Hillary Clinton treatment tonight, kid." You know what I mean? Yeah, not gonna be pretty for you when the cameras go off in your jail cell. Bill Clinton acts guilty, is what we're saying here, and Bill Clinton is guilty, right? Like we know we have the actual documents. They released these documents, the Trump administration, in a release of Epstein docs that were already public. Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane to his private island more times than previously known, 27 times in total. Bill Clinton acts guilty because he is guilty. In the Epstein docs that were released via a New York judge releasing them from the trial, some of the abused and trafficked women on Jeffrey Epstein Island, Little St. James, remember Clinton being there. They have details and dates and times. We've never gotten a trial yet for Bill Clinton. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you why. When Hillary Clinton was asked about Jeffrey Epstein by a remarkable young journalist named Alex Rosen, who sat in one of the Hillary Clinton speeches being given in Houston, this happened.
You want somebody who's going to get up every day.
Hey, Hillary, why'd your husband visit Epstein Island 26 times?
What happens next is really special. Alex Rosen gets tackled by the police, gets his clothes ripped off him, gets dragged out of the event, gets manhandled. You've never seen a protester ever treated like this on the left. People protest at Trump rallies all the time. They just let them yell and like slowly escort them out. They never treat them like this. There's something going on. They're acting guilty is all I'm trying to say. And the Clintons definitely get a lot of headlines for this. But it's more than just the Clintons. Man, actually, the guiltiest ass person in all of this has been Bill Gates. After all, it was Bill Gates that said, well, Jeffrey Epstein's dead, and then grinned ear to ear on live TV.
You know, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so, you know, in general, you always have to be careful.
What a creepy guy. I mean, this is worse than the Clinton. I thought the Clinton one was pretty bad. Look at Bill Gates' evil, twisted face when he says, well, he's dead. Says the former richest man in the world. Bill Gates is probably very happy that Jeffrey Epstein is dead because Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing him. Who is Malia Antonova, Russian bridge player who had an affair with Bill Gates. Bill Gates' extramarital affair with a Russian bridge player was revealed in a report claiming Jeffrey Epstein threatened to expose it to ruin Bill Gates. Gates' alleged Russian lover, Malia Antonova, would have been in her 20s when the pair supposedly engaged in a relationship. The billionaire tech titan would have been in his late 50s, still married to his wife, Melinda Gates. The details of the illicit pair's relationship was first revealed in the Wall Street Journal Here's the photo of them. And Jeffrey Epstein had all the goods on his friend Bill. It was probably at Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in Manhattan, which is where the two of these people were hanging out. It's probably what's on those videos and on those hard drives that were recovered from the mansion. Who knows what we would see, but you'd probably see, well, something you don't want to see. This ended up ending the relationship that Bill Gates had with his wife, Melinda Gates, of 30 years. Their marriage was ended because Bill Gates was way too close of friends with Jeffrey Epstein. This is according to Melinda Gates.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing. It was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
that. He was awful.
That. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it.
That's for Bill to answer. And yes, Bill's obsession with Jeffrey Epstein is the reason why I ended our 30-year marriage. I had nightmares, evil personified, says Melinda Gates. Melinda Gates has a new book out. She's doing a little bit of press for that, and she's bringing this all back up. People are asking about Bill Gates a lot, and Melinda Gates is not holding back. She says that her husband, Bill Gates, had a deeply disturbing relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, really? Well, the blackmail, perhaps? Melinda Gates says that she knew her marriage to Bill Gates was in deep trouble when his infidelities and ties to Jeffrey Epstein were revealed publicly. The philanthropist wrote in her new memoir the next day that she began to have nightmares and quickly realized that they were having a shaky marriage. That October, things really reached a fever pitch when the New York Times published a deeply disturbing article that raised questions about Bill's conduct. Questions that suggest that he had betrayed not only our marriage, but our values. Oh, no. What a loser. This guy sitting there, this freaking cuck right here is sitting there telling you, like, how to live a healthy life. What a slob. Like, demanding that you take his therapeutics. Please. Melinda 60 was referencing her then husband's relationship with Epstein, a convicted sex offender who died by suicide. Yeah, right. While awaiting sex trafficking federal conspiracy charges. According to the article, Bill met with Epstein on numerous occasions, including a visit that spanned hours. His lifestyle was very different and kind of intriguing, although it didn't work for me, he emailed a colleague in 2011. Oh, really? Well, did it work for you? Because you literally went into business with him. Earlier in the year, the tech tycoon admitted that he made a huge mistake to associate with Epstein. In retrospect, it was foolish. Bill Gates has also said that losing his wife was the worst mistake of his life. Well, you effed around, dude. You effed around. I think it was quite stupid. I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that. It was a huge mistake, he says, of his happy time with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, if it was such a big mistake, why did you meet him so many times? Like, why did you playboy around with Jeffrey Epstein? The billionaire, who's married Melinda from 1994 to 2021, allegedly conducted an affair with a Russian bridge player for years. In 2022, Melinda said in an interview that she expressed anger with Bill over his friendship with Epstein. I did not like that he had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. No, I made that clear to him. And that Jeffrey Epstein was evil personified. Yikes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Melinda Gates is now saying that Bill Gates couldn't be intimate. Yikes. She explained to Stephen Colbert that the father of her 3 children lacked any intimacy. I learned to have a trusted relationship. That means in marriage, both partners have to be honest with each other. And if you can't have intimacy, and that you can't have trust. So in the end, I had to go because Bill Gates was dishonest with her.
Well, what did you learn about marriage by reflecting on this?
Well, I learned that
you were a famous married couple.
We were, and but I learned, to have a trusted relationship, which is what I wanted in marriage. Both partners have to be honest with one another, and if you can't have intimacy and you can't have trust. And so, in the end, I had to go.
And what do you do with?
Okay, all the SEALs clap and applaud. This will haunt Bill Gates forever. You can see Bill Gates become an actual evil villain through all of this. It's like obviously profoundly affected Bill Gates. You can see it in these interviews, these like creepy ass interviews where he's like going like this with his hands. Well, he's dead, right? Destroyed his life, destroyed his marriage. It's like this is how it works, right? And it's not the only time he was asked about this.
Epstein had a way of sexually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No, I had dinner with him, and that's all.
And that you regret the relationship, the acquaintance?
That I had dinner with him.
And the relationship between the foundation and Epstein, which
there never was any relationship of any kind.
Really? Well, you're lying there. It's been detailed extensively, and he was also blackmailing you because of your affair with a Russian who's 40 years your younger. So that seems like there's also a relationship there. Bill's a total scumbag. All these people are total scumbags. And the creepiest clip ever is of Cindy McCain, John McCain's wife, saying, yeah, we all knew about it.
In plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing. But we had no one that was, no legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him.
They were afraid of him. Well, because he's Mossad and CIA, and because he was running an intel operation in order to trap dumbasses like Bill Gates in their vices. And that's why Bill Gates' marriage got destroyed, his entire rep got destroyed, why he became a supervillain, an evil villain. And that's the downfall of Bill Gates. And now his wife's writing, going on TV all over it. And what is Bill Gates going to do? You're just a scumbag. Control your darkest urges, men. Like, don't give in. Make sure that you don't lose everything because you're being a dumbass, right? Because you're being a scumbag like Bill Gates. Truly one of the big evil villains of our time. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah.